This is Patagonia, a true paradise for the outdoor enthusiast. A land of pristine landscape, as well as unusual wildlife. And oh yeah, glaciers. Come with me this week on Guy Next Door Travel as we explore Patagonia and all it has to offer. We begin our trip by embarking on a quick 3-hour flight from Buenos Aires, Argentina, to the small town of El Calafate. Our first stop is at America del Sur Hostel. I can't say enough about this place. The staff here was super nice and very accommodating. Not to mention, the facility was clean and well kept. The view from the back wasn't too bad either. After a quick but delicious steak lunch, I headed into town to kill some time before my first tour. The hostel recommended that I did some horseback riding, and they booked a tour for me right then and there. Once back at the hostel, I was conveniently picked up by an Argentinian Gaucho named Gustavo. We headed back to his ranch where we would pick up the horses. We trotted off on a dirt road, eventually headed up a mountain, and finally made it to the most blue lake I'd ever seen. After the ride, Gustavo invited us back to his ranch to have a look around. You really start to get the sense that you're far from home. However, Gustavo made us feel very welcome by making us some traditional bread and a drink called mate, something I would have a lot of during this trip.
He said this was like a satellite dish he saw laying out on the street, and he said, "Oh, that's my door," and he rigged it to kind of be it.
It's wild. Just before we left, Gustavo also prepared for us some wild-caught rabbit empanadas. I'll admit I was skeptical, however they turned out to be really good. The next day I was up bright and early as I had a big day ahead of me. The hostel offers a continental breakfast, however eggs are available for cooking, something that I find very important as I like to have protein to start my day. I grabbed an espresso and waited for my bus, as today I would hike the Perito Moreno Glacier. You have two options to do this. You could do the mini trek and the big ice. Both will get you on the glacier. And contrary to what you might think when you look online, there's only one tour agency that does this. There are just many third parties that get involved. After a 2-hour bus ride and approximately 20-minute boat ride, you start to approach the glacier. It's a breathtaking sight. Make sure your phones and cameras are charged. Once on land, you're helped out by getting crampons put on your shoes. You'll need these to get up the glacier. It's a little weird at first, but you get used to it quick. Once you've concluded your hike, you are warmed up by a glass of whiskey on the rocks. Where are the rocks from, you may ask? You guessed it, the glacier.
Any of you prefers water?
After the trek, you have about an hour for lunch to just hang out and enjoy the view. Once you regroup, you are then brought to a place called the balconies, where you have a front row view of the glacier. As you sit and stare, you can't help but marvel at such a huge piece of nature in front of you. And if you're lucky, you may see and hear little bits of the glacier crumble off the edge. Once back at the hostel, I had a well-deserved hot cup of mate. I then regrouped with some of the people I had met, and we all had an all-you-can-eat barbecue right at the hostel.
Chorizo. Choripan. Argentina.
The barbecue cost 500 pesos, which is roughly $25 USD. What's choripan?
That is chorizo in the bread with chimichurri.
Chimichurri es el aderezo.
Salud.
Roll!
Let's go.
You need the comparison now. Blood sausage,
That's for you.
chorizo. Blood sausage, chorizo.
Blood sausage, chorizo.
Good?
It is chorizo.
Chorizo.
Bueno.
And when you put it in pan, it becomes choripan.
Again, I came down here.
That's why we're here. We're here.
Why are we here?
We are here because life matters right here and right now.
Perfect. Yes.
What she said. What she said. Carpe diem.
Wait, where's everybody from? Just at least say where you're from.
Texas.
Texas?
Just the UK.
Okay.
Kenya and Australia.
New York. Norwega.
Blood sausage.
Could you explain it?
Zoom in, man. You got your heart, liver, kidneys, a bit of blood. Oats, it's good shit.
Are you gonna eat this?
Oh,
No,
no.
no.
Cheers. No.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Norwegian stays working this.
We got a blood sausage and we got one hungry American.
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
That little piece. Come on. Yes.
Fucking hell. Oh no.
One more.
Eat the whole thing.